Good evening, football fans, and welcome to yet another 3-and-Out Primetime Face-Off right here on IE Sports Radio, your directory for all that is sports. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one, welcome all you diehard football fans around the country. We thank you so much for tuning in here today and being a part of us. This is going to be yet another awesome Primetime Face-Off. And, well, week 8, my apologies, but we're in full swing now. It took me half the freaking season to get steady, but we're ready to go. And, well, from here on out, we're going to have ourselves some fun. So with that said, tonight, we got ourselves two diehards. One of them, he's a familiar dude over here. He's been around IE Sports Radio a long time. He's quite the Ravens fan. Let's just say he loves his Ravens flock. And over here, we got ourselves a newcomer to the Primetime Face-Offs, but he's no stranger to the station as he hosts every Saturday evening on the East Coast, every Saturday afternoon over here on the West Coast. Palm Tree Sports here on IE Sports Radio. Great show covering all things in North and Central Florida. Make sure to check him out, y'all. Always great stuff. And, well, without further ado, let's have ourselves some fun. Terrence in the chat room fired up. We're going to have ourselves some fun here tonight. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready to roll because we have ourselves our Week 8 Thursday Night Football Primetime Face-Off as, of course, those Baltimore Ravens get set to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And here to help us out tonight, once again, two diehards. They are ready to rock and roll. The cannons are loaded in Tampa, and let's just say that Ravens flock is ready to take on the beach of Tampa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. Let's welcome first, of course. He is all the way from the DMV, die-hard Ravens fan once again. He is on the ballot this year for the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame. Glad to have him. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, die-hard Ravens fan, Mr. Scott. My bad. I got to do that better. He is the one, the only Sholl for real. What's going on, Mr. Sholl? How you doing tonight, brother?
What's up, buddy? How you been, man?
Real good, brother. I had to get that right, man, because for anybody who knows what his Twitter handle is a reference to, you must have lived in the 90s. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You must be real. So I'm just saying. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Scott Sholl here in the house tonight. And, of course, his combatant by way of, I think he's actually in Tampa, by the way. I think he's somewhere around there. But by way of Tampa Bay, Florida, he is wearing that pewter. I didn't know that was even a color, but pewter in whatever. I'm not sure what the actual names of the colors are, but he's wearing those Buccaneers colors tonight. Ready to rep his Buccaneers tonight. Proud and strong. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Corey Pujols. What's going on, brother? How you doing tonight, man?
Nice to have you. I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it.
Hey, glad to have you here, man. Hey, you're part of the IE Sports Radio family, Corey. You know I was going to hit you up first. You know I was going to have you on tonight's show first. So.
Of course.
Gentlemen. Oh, absolutely, brother. I know you're ready to rock and roll, man. So, gentlemen, we got ourselves a little battle tonight. You guys might know about it. And, well, we're going to have ourselves some fun. So, all you diehards, make sure to head on over here to @3&Out IESR. Cast your vote for who you think is going to win tonight's game, not the face-off here, because they're going to go head-to-head in a few seconds. But make sure you head on over here. Let us know who you think is going to win tonight's game. And we'll have that result for you coming up next. Also, our judge in the house tonight, Mr. Terrence Rodriguez, so big ups to him. He will be judging tonight's face-off. Let's see. Scott Sholl has won a lot of these things. Corey, you got a tough battle in front of you tonight, brother. So let's go ahead and get it, man, and start things off. So real quick, I don't know who has the feedback. I should have said something before we started up, but make sure you guys, unless you're speaking, be muted at all times. Therefore, we can have the best quality we can. So thank you, guys. So we're going to start, of course, with the away team. He is, of course, like I said, diehard Ravens fans all the way from the DMV. He's going to start us off tonight with some X Factors. So round number 1, Mr. Sholl, let us know who are your X Factors tonight and why. You got 2 minutes on the clock. Begin.
I think the X Factor tonight is probably going to be Rashad Bateman. I think that with how beat up and banged up the secondary is, I think that you got to take advantage of it. I think that we only I think that we only threw the ball 20 times last game or something. I just think that they're going to throw. I think they'll throw for a little bit more this week. I do think that Bateman will be one X factor for the offense. Defensively, I think the X factor is probably going to be Justin Houston off the edge. Um, Tampa Bay's got problems at left tackle from what I've been seeing and hearing. So I think that off the edge, Justin Houston is just he's terrorized bad left tackles for years. He did it last weekend. Just real good with his hands. If you can't if you don't have a second move as a lineman to get his hands away from you, man, he's gonna eat you up. And I think he's gonna come up big tonight and at least have a sack. So yeah, those would be, and then of course, I mean, special teams, Devin Duvernay. I mean, everyone knows Duves by now. I would imagine he's the best return man in the league. So I mean, I don't know if you would label that an X factor, but it's definitely a difference maker for sure.
Well, with time to spare, Mr. Sholl started us off well. Great X factors there tonight. And why you're gonna this is gonna be a hard one for our judges. I know it is gonna be a hard one tonight to judge. So you always bring it, man. You always bring it, Mr. Scott. So with that said, Corey, time to unmute, brother, because you're about to go, man. You're about to be live in a couple seconds, man. So let us know. You just heard Scott. You heard Scott right now talk about his X factors for his Ravens. How about your X factors for tonight for your Buccaneers? You got 2 minutes on the clock. Begin.
You got it. So yeah, we got a couple. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now I know Marcus Peters is questionable, and so is Humphrey. So you guys also have a slightly banged up secondary, which means Mike Evans, who hasn't received enough targets in the last 2 games, is most likely gonna have a big game. I look for him to go over 100 yards receiving, hopefully get a touchdown or 2 if we play good football. That's the first thing. On defense, it's gonna have to be Vita Vea up front and the linebackers, Levante David and Devin White. They are gonna have to tackle within the box. The Ravens are known for running the ball. They're the best running team in the NFL. So we're gonna have to stop that run. In order for us to do that, we're gonna have to hold on to the ball which means Mike Evans is gonna have to have a big game. Chris Godwin and Julio Jones is also, I believe, playing tonight. Are all gonna have to have big games. We're gonna have to control the line of scrimmage, which means Vita Vea is gonna have to have a big game. No Akeem Hicks tonight. So that also means that we're gonna have to hold on to the football, right? So that's what I would say that the biggest X factors are. We don't really have one for special teams. Our special teams has not been very good this year. So we will have to hope that we don't have to punt much today. And in order for us to do that, again, like I said, Mike Evans has to get a lot of touches. Tom's going to have to spread the ball around, and hopefully we can actually run the ball on the number 1 rushing team in the league.
Wow, you did it with some good time to go. Okay, man, I might have been a little bit off, but okay, good stuff there, man. Good, nice work, gentlemen. Way to start us off, y'all. So first things first, let's have a little chat now. We talked about that, got the X factors out the way. So while our judge tallies up his score for that round, that was a good one, guys. Nice work there. Very good. Lots of facts, lots of concrete detail there. So looking here at the out, yeah, man, my gosh, the Ravens, Cleveland out. Calais Campbell out, Mike Davis out, Wallace and Bynes. Then, of course, going on over to the Bucks right now, we have Luke. Oh, no. Mr. Gadecki is out. We have here Gage. He's on my fantasy team, man. Why? Why? Gosh, dang it. All right, well, there goes that. I would have changed my line for this. Damn it, I didn't even notice that. All right, anyway, Hicks. Of course, Hicks, Murphy Bunting, and Winfield all out this week. So, yeah, guys, I mean, we got some crazy stuff going on here. We're looking at each of these team stats, points per game. Bucks are really only putting up 17.7. The Ravens, however, 25.9. Okay, got a little something going there. Total yards, kind of crazy. For the Ravens not having a good amount of points per, we have here the total for the Ravens, guys. Total yards 355.9, and the Buccaneers 341.9. So kind of close there. And then yards allowed 385.1 for the Ravens, and 328.7 for the Bucks. So kind of crazy, guys. Looking at some of the leaders here for this game tonight. If I can find them. Well, while we do that, as of right now, yeah, I mean, look at this, guys. Lamar Jackson right now, 121 for 197, 1,397 yards, 13 TDs, 6 interceptions. Brady, 198, 2 for 296, 1,942 yards, 8 touchdowns. He's throwing 1 pick. I mean, guys, it's crazy. this is pretty cool seeing these two teams, man. It's kind of maxed up. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump on in now to the next round, the fire round, and talk a little crap. So Scott, you know this round, you're pretty damn good at this round, man. I love Scott like analyzes, man. I love it. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got here and see how you can rebound with that, Mr. Corey. So starting us off here, Mr. Scott, tell us, brother. What are the weaknesses on the Buccaneers that you feel your Ravens can expose to win tonight? You got 2 minutes on the clock. Begin.
I think the first weakness again is the secondary. I like David. I like the linebacker play they got. I like Shaq Barrett. I like Vita Vea. I think them dudes can really make a difference up front. But back on that back end, man, is where it's not too solid for them right now. So that's like key. The secondary, they got to be able to expose that weakness. Also, offensively with Tampa Bay, just the O line, they lost Jensen. That was, former Raven. I know a lot about Jensen. He's like the heart and soul of that O line, man. He's the brain of it. That most centers are, and he's a dog, man. He's a lineman that you want on your team, man. He's nasty. He's gonna go after it every single play. So him not being there, that line's kind of shaky. So the weakness there, we gotta expose that too. Like I said, we gotta get pressure on Brady. He don't take a lot of sacks. Brady throws the ball quick, but if you can get him off his step and make him in this collapse that pocket on him, make him try to move a little bit. You can't really, he ain't doing a whole lot of moving around. So just got to get him off the spot, man, keep him off the field. So you just got to, like I said, that O-line, just try to expose that and get after Brady.
Hey, well, with about 30 seconds to spare, Scott, good job there, man. Well, heck of a, but I like how you brought up Jensen, man. That absolute monster. So total way to attack that, man. Good stuff there. Talk about them weaknesses. Now, Corey, it is on over to you, good sir. You have 2 minutes on the clock. What are the weaknesses on the Ravens that you feel that your Bucks can expose to win this thing tonight? You got 2 minutes on the clock. Begin.
Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna double back on what he said as well. That secondary again with Humphreys and with Peters, both of them questionable. I think they're gonna be out for this game. That means that's gonna be their number one and I think number 2 or 3. I don't know where Marlon is on the depth chart as far as cornerbacks is, but I know he's a good cornerback. So with 2 of those guys out, and again with the receiving core that we possess, and obviously with the GOAT at quarterback, hence the shirt, we're going to have to utilize our weapons, especially on the outside where there's space, to create a lot of one-on-one matchups. We'll be able to do that with them missing a couple of cornerbacks. Also, there's not going to be as much pressure in the interior front. I will say this much. Yes, we are missing Jensen, but Luka Decky being out, as much as I am a Tampa Bay fan, might actually bode better for us in this situation because Nick Leverett will be starting over at left tackle, I believe it is, or left guard. And he'll be covering that duty. When he moved into the game last week, he did exceedingly well, and he also helped us move the ball down the field until we unfortunately, lost control of that possession, as you guys probably saw in that horrible game. But the secondary thing I'm gonna say is that maybe an unrecognized thing that may be on our side is that we took that very bad loss last week, a 21-3 loss to the Panthers, which was just absolutely horrific. Guys, Tom does not respond well after losses. Okay, so be prepared to see some psycho Tom. Be prepared to see some quick throws like you were saying, and off that first step of his, and look for him to be very accurate early on. So I think those would be the differences for us, though, as I think Tom will be laser focused tonight, and that the cornerbacks for the defense being out are going to give our 1s and 2s a lot of space to create and make plays happen.
Great stuff, man. With 20 seconds there. Oh, go
ahead,
Scott. Go ahead.
Can I just step in real quick? Hey, so I'm not trying to. Marlon and Marcus are banged up, but they're both playing tonight. Both going. But I still like Mike Evans. I'm playing tonight in Daily Fantasy. I do still like Mike Evans to have a big night, but Marlon and Marcus are both active tonight.
For sure. Roger that.
But like I said, I still do like Evans big night DFS wise. I think he will have a big night. But we do have them both playing, but Peters hasn't been the same. He hasn't been the same this year with the coming off the knee injury. He's just, he's still Marcus Peters. He's just, he's gotten beat a little bit more this year than he normally does. So.
Right.
Agreed. You want to talk back to him, Corey? You want to? It's a conversation, gentlemen. You want
Well,
to respond to that?
It's better. I'll say this much: those two playing, they do help, but as banged up as they are, because like I said, I think they were questionable all the way up until earlier. So
Yes, sir.
I hope for the player safety that they're going to be okay and that they're not as banged up, right? But that could also be better for us, right? Because
Right.
not being at 100%, Marlon Humphrey's not being at 100%, so they could be a little bit slower on the guard. We'll just have to see what happens.
Right. No, right. Yeah. No, I think it's gonna be a good game. I really do. I think it's gonna be it'll be a good game. It'll be fun. It's gonna be a fun matchup.
Agreed.
I think Lamar's kind of pissed off because he played kind of shitty last week, and I think Brady's really like riled up too. So it should be, goat versus, baby little goat. Brady has a lot of respect for Lamar. Lamar has a ton of respect for Brady, just like every other quarterback. Everybody looks at that guy and, wants to eventually achieve that level of greatness. It's probably never going to happen, man. It's wild, dude. It's truly insane.
It's a blessing to be able to be a part of it, but let me tell you this much: what you guys have in Lamar Jackson is just as much, every bit, the credentials that he was to admit. I watched people. I watch college and pros, so I watched him in college. I said, whoever gets is getting like the special one. Like he is very
big time, man. Yeah, he's big time. He is. I'm a big Lamar. Hey, that's what I'm rocking right now.
There you go.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Gentlemen, it's the truth, man. This dude is the truth. He's legit. And you know what, man? You got to love it. You got to love this.
They got to pay that man his money.
For real.
Pay him his money. Pay him his money.
He needs to be paid. I mean, that's for sure, man. So with that said, gentlemen, this has been fun, man. And well, we got ourselves one more round to go, but man, it's been a good time so far. So let's go ahead and end this thing off right, gentlemen. So we got the lightning round right here. And like I said, that's what this show's all about. It's okay to go a little off script. It's okay because it's about football. At the end of the day, football, it brings us together, man. Football, it's what makes us can't stand each other for 3 hours, but then be cool. Like, I love it. It's just, football, y'all. So let's get to it, y'all, to the lightning round, and jump on into it. Scott, this is your last go, man. Here we go, brother. What is your game plan tonight for the Ravens to beat the Buccaneers? What do they got to do to win this thing? You got 2 minutes on the clock. You already know the drill. Begin.
All right, so I just think that they got to be the first thing first is you got to expose the weakness on that defense, which right now, like I said, the secondary, got to go after them, got to get after them early. I'm hoping early on they get some quick completions. Lamar maybe want some slant routes, want some quick things just to get him in a good rhythm. I think that they got to keep Brady on the sideline. So I think Gus will play a big role. I think the running game will play a big role. Just keep them guys on the sideline and try to keep Brady, on the sideline and then frustrate Brady, man. He's been frustrated the last few weeks. You got to keep on frustrating, pinch that pocket, get him frustrated early, get him off his step early. And, once that man gets it going, and he's going to do it eventually, you just got to hope that you can, try to hold him off for 4 quarters, and we have not been very good at that this year. Just got to finish. We got to. Hey, that's the biggest right there. You got to finish the game, man. The Ravens have had 10-point leads in every single game this year. The only other team that has done that is the Philadelphia Eagles, and they have not lost yet. So the Ravens are 4-3. And they trailed for 2 minutes all year, or something crazy like that, or like 3 minutes the whole season. It's they got to finish, man, and Lamar's got to be better in the fourth quarter too. We got to be successful in the fourth quarter and close the game out.
Well done, Scott. Hey, with 30 seconds, you guys are like going 130s tonight. I like 90 seconds for you guys, man. You guys are getting it done. But, gentlemen, it's the truth, man. Taking a look here, and it's something. I mean, you look at the Ravens here. Once again, it's all courtesy of ESPN.com. But look, the last 5 games for the Ravens, man, my goodness. You have the Patriots, where they had a struggle with, but it wasn't horrible, but it was a struggle. Regardless, it's Bill. We know it's Bill. It's always going to be Bill. But 37-27. Good game. Then you had this loss to the Bills where you had them. I mean, that must have been one of the most frustrating losses, I think, to lose that game to the Bills. Then you knock off the Bengals. By the way, you lose the Bills at home, 23-22. Then you have the Bengals, 19 24-17 victory. Then you lose to the Giants. That was the head scratcher of the year. I'm sorry, I don't know how that happened, but 24-20. I know they're looking good this year. And then you finally get a nice. Well, then you kind of snap that. You get a nice win here versus the Browns, 23-20. Some people say you should have won that by more. I was kind of one of them. My bad. But at the end of the day, guys, I mean, Scott, just talking to you, brother. Those last 5 games, you got win, loss, win, loss. I mean, I got win.
We gotta start stacking W's, man. You gotta start stacking them. I mean, you can't do that all year. You can't win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. You ain't gonna account to much doing that. So they gotta stack them. It's just like everything else. Stack good practices, man. Stack good meetings. Stack good game study. Stack, just stack games, good games, and just we've been good. We've been good for 3/4 of like every single game. It's just collapsing in the fourth. It's just literally like the last 8 minutes of the game. You gotta, that's when it has to be mistake free, and that's when we're shooting ourselves in the foot and we're beating ourselves. We're beating ourselves, and it's just been odd. That's just not what the Ravens do. It's never been what we did. I mean, they gotta get it together.
I agree, man. And now we're going to pass on over to the guy wearing the jersey that should be the old creamsicle. I'm sorry. I'm a fan of the creamsicle jerseys. I want those damn things back. But anyway, with that, I know. I think it's like a Flintstone push-up, the 50-50 bar. I like that color. It's cool. So anyway, with that said, we're going to pass it on over to you, Corey. Talk to us, brother. What is your game plan tonight for your Bucks to beat these Ravens? You got 2 minutes on the clock. Begin.
Well, it's going to come down to something similar to that of what Scott had to say earlier. We're going to have to control the time of possession. We're going to have to keep Lamar off the field. When you're the number 1 running team in the league, you take up a lot of time running the ball down the field, up and down the field. So in order for us to keep them from having the time to do that, we have to control the time. The way that we can do that is by, 1, getting our play action to work properly, whether that means throwing the ball to set up the run or running the ball to set up the throw. But we have to get our play action going, because if we cannot convert on third downs, which has been the bane of Tampa Bay's existence for the last 3 weeks. Now, if the Ravens do play tremendous defense tonight, speaking from the secondary perspective, the second way that we can win this game, right, is by also bottling up their receivers and creating turnovers. Both teams have not been super successful in the fourth quarter, so it's going to probably come down to like a touchdown game late, probably it's not going to be more than 7 points, I don't think. If I had to take a guess at it, I would say it's probably going to be probably a 5-point difference, if I had to say, and it's probably also going to be low scoring with the way that this game is shaping up. So similar to what Scott had to say, if we can keep our time of possession higher, they can run the ball better than they run the ball, and if we can create openings for our receivers and control that effectively, we can win the game.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of points. I think it's going to be a lot of yards, but I don't think it'll be a lot of points. I think both of these defense have played like that bend but don't break, and a lot of NFL defenses are starting to go to that. It's, hey, we're going to give you 20-20, and then once we get inside that 20, man, we're going to try to lock it down, hold you to 3, hopefully force a turnover. The Ravens tend to do that too. They have been good with creating turnovers this year, where they weren't very good at that last year.
Well, the holes for the Ravens, and this comes from somebody who I passively watch the Ravens because my mom is a Ravens fan. She's been a Ravens fan since. So it's ironic, but I passively watch the team, and I realize that it's not many mistakes. There's not many mistakes that the Ravens make. Or so, just like you said, in those crunch times, getting down to the red 7 is 3 points, right? And then, like you mentioned before, Larry, you had a couple of games where you guys lost 20-22 to the Bills. That's currently the best team in the league right now, barring the Eagles, right?
And we were up 10 points on them in the fourth quarter.
There you go.
The Bills, we were.
Mm-hmm. So, the Ravens are a scary team. That's what it's going to come down to. I imagine that if you go look at all of those losses on the Ravens record, the other team had better time of possession or plus on the turnover ratio. That's the only reason. So, yeah.
Gentlemen, great stuff here tonight. And well, looking here at the poll, the voting poll, I didn't do a good job promoting this like I should have. So it was a bad deal today. It looks like only 7 people got to it, which is a lot less than a lot of people do usually. But 7 people voted, which is, like I said, way less than the usual, and all 7 voted for the Ravens. So must have been a bunch of Ravens fans to get that one.
I would the Ravens won tonight.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks won either. I think it's kind of like a toss up.
I mean, guys, honestly, this has been a fun one, and seriously, guys, I am so excited for the ending of this one. Man, it was a close one. Well, it's all up now to what our judge thinks. That was a great one, you guys, and I'm so happy you were able to join us here tonight. Thanks again for taking time out of your evenings right before kickoff to hang out with us tonight and do this. So I want to thank you guys for that. But with that said, there can only be one winner in that debate tonight. Well, we're going to find out who it is. So, all right, his score is in, and let's see what it was. So, starting things off here tonight in round number 1, Mr. Rodriguez has you guys 9-9 in round number 1. All right. Okay, we'll take that. In round number 2, he has you guys 9-9, 18 all at the end of the second round. Is it a dreaded tie? No, it's not, because in round number 3, by a score of 10-9, all in favor of our victor here tonight by a final score of 28-27. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a close one, and I'm glad they can keep both these guys hungry. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, tonight's winner, 28-27, Corey Pujols. Oh my goodness!
Congrats, bro.
I mean, look.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna give it to you guys. Look, Scott, this is like the second time Scott's ever lost, man. Scott, no joke. Scott, I wish I could keep records better, because now I finally am. Now that
but this is my second time in a row that I've lost too. Because I did it last year on Monday night against the Raiders, the opening Monday night game of the year, and I lost. Yeah, it was. It was.
But Scott, before that, I think you won like 6 or 7.
Like 4. Yeah, it was like 5. Yeah, it was like 6, 7, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So beating Scott is not easy. I'll tell you
right
it
ain't.
now,
It's good, man.
One score, awesome. You both brought it. It was super tough, Terrence says. So, guys, that was amazing. Without further ado, man, just want to congratulate you there, Corey. Corey,
congrats, bro.
What about you tonight, brother? Final words tonight, and of course, where can all these diehard fans find you?
Well, first things first, you can always find me at Twitter at Corey Pujols, my name. You guys can find me there. I'm always talking sports, always talking football, specifically Bucks football or any college team in Florida for that matter. And then also, last thing is thank you for having me on the show tonight. It's been a blast. I hope that tonight is a great game. I can't wait to see Lamar and Tom hook it up for the first time in NFC. So this should also make that a very nice NFC versus AFC clash that we don't get to see often between two great teams that play phenomenal football when they're on. So, yep.
I agree. This is one for the books right here, guys. And good stuff there, Corey. Mr. Scott Sholl, where can they find you, brother? Where can all these diehard Ravens fans find you, man?
Yeah, at Sholl for Real on Twitter. You can find me there. As always, thanks for having me on, man. I always got you if you need a spot or something like that. I'm always down, man. But yeah, Sholl for Real. I'm always on there. I talk everything, Maryland sports, DMV sports, really the Wizards, Orioles, Ravens, Capitals, Terps, big Terps fan. So I'm always, I love all Maryland sports really. So just find me on there, man. It's a good follow, and I like to talk to everybody. It's fun.
It's the truth, guys. Scott, I met Scott, and I want to say, within an hour of just talking back and forth with him on Twitter, man, he was on the show. And after that, he's been on here. I think there's only one time that he couldn't make it because of a personal thing that. But other than that, he's been on every single time, guys. No joke, man. So Scott's the man. You want a good person to follow and talk sports with? This guy right here is your dude, man. So, and both, of course, Mr. Corey Pujols as well. Great stuff, man. And Terry wanted to give you guys a tie.
I believe it.
Definitely appreciate you so much for being here tonight. And hey, let's have ourselves a good game. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed rest of your night. And hey, take care. God bless you and your families. And we'll talk to you soon, guys. Have a good one.
All right, guys. Good night. Have a good one.
Thanks, man. Have a good night, bud. Thank you.
Anytime, brother. All righty, guys. That's going to do it for tonight. And, well, my final verdict goes a little something like this. I really like both of these teams. To me, this is, if both of them got in gear better, this is my Super Bowl, man. I love these two teams right now. I think they're so good and gifted, but unfortunately, they're just not doing enough to have me be like Super Bowl. Maybe playoffs somewhere. Well, no, playoffs somewhere. I just don't know how far, though. But as of right now, it's a tough one for me. I think Brady's going to be on a rampage. I think Jackson's going to go out there and play out of his mind. A lot like tonight's final score. That's going to that we think. Well, at least a lot like tonight's final face-off score, 28-27. I think it's going to be a lot like that. And I'm going to go my final score in this one, 31-30. I'm going Buccaneers by a point. I don't know how that's going to happen, 31-30. But that's just what I think. 1 point game. I think Bucks got this one. It's going to be a close one. And yeah, Terrence is here. Ravens win 21-24. So 24-21 should be a good game. So with that said, you guys, that'll do it. Make sure you stay tuned Sunday. Schooling for me is pretty much done with my heavy classes for the semester. So guess what? I'm back on Sundays and Monday nights, and you'll see me on Sunday night for Sunday Night Football for another great primetime face-off right here on IE Sports Radio, guys. With that said, show us some love. Y'all head on over to IESportsRadio.com. Show us some love. Become a Patreon if you like the shows and help us pay the bills to keep us going as much as possible. Head on over to IESportsRadio.com/shop. Grab you one of these, all this good stuff. Show us some love. Make sure you follow the show over here at 3 and Out IESR. And you can follow me, your boy Larry B, at the THEE_LB53. Once again, that is at the THEE_LB53. Show us some love, y'all. Plenty of great shows here at IE Sports Radio. Hey, thanks, brother. My boy Taryn here in the house doing this thing, man. Showing some love, man. Him and I are getting ready to talk some college football. If you love college football, by the way, and high school football, catch Taryn and I every Saturday morning here at IE Sports Radio on Spreaker.com and on StreamYard or YouTube. But great stuff, man. You're on YouTube right now. If you are, go ahead and YouTube 3 and Out College Edition and enjoy, man. Taryn and I really have some fun every week. And, well, we're going to do the same thing this week. So with that said, you guys, that'll do it for me tonight. Enjoy the game. It's going to be a good one. Be safe. And I'll see you guys on Sunday night. With that said, take care. And as always, God bless.